Welcome to Kreatio, where we explore creativity through tested frameworks, counterintuitive methods, and the pursuit of wonder, and how to bring more of it into your daily life. I'm your host, VC Hanna, and in this episode, I'm reading out loud our latest edition titled The Focus of Focus. And no, that's not a play on words. It's a truth. Your creativity depends not just on your ability to focus, but on your ability to choose what kind of focus to use and when. Whether you're developing a marketing assessment, analyzing your next trade, meditating, or chasing a wild idea through your own mental jungle gym, this one's for you. Let's kick it off with a quote that captures attention of the heart of all creativity. The inspiring quote section is titled, "Work and Wander." The quote is, "Creativity is a wild man and a disciplined eye," by Dorothy Parker. Dorothy Parker's champagne-soaked wit cuts like a razor, reminding us that creativity thrives in the dance between an untamed mind chasing wild ideas and an eye sharp enough to carve them into brilliance. Neuroscience agrees that sometimes great ideas bloom when you aren't trying so hard. Hello, default mode network. But great ideas also need laser focus to come alive. It's not about always being on, but instead about knowing when to wander and when to work. So go ahead, take a silly walk. Then sit down and refine what you found. For creative thinking, the ability to control at will the focus of one's focus is ideal. Sometimes it's best to have laser-like focus, which allows perspiration-driven work. At other times, it's best to use daydream-like wandering focus, which engenders inspirational ideas. The key takeaway here is that you need to do both, laser focus and wandering focus. When I first decided to write about focus, I thought focus was like blocking and tackling, a fundamental skill that requires form, grit, and toughness. However, focus is even more involved than the analogy implies. For creative thinking, focus is more akin to flying because sometimes you need to let yourself fall without fear about whether you'll regain your wings. Once you understand how important this duality is, then you understand that focus involves a delicate balancing act in order to execute successfully. So that's our creative paradox, a wild mind and a disciplined eye. But how do we train that paradox to work in our favor, especially when the world is full of distractions? Let's take a look at how one of the most eccentric and disciplined minds in film found a way to harness both sides of focus, the liminal genius of David Lynch. David Lynch, the late visionary filmmaker behind surrealist masterpieces like Eraserhead and Twin Peaks, has long attributed his creative success to deliberate dance between intense focus and expansive awareness with transcendental meditation as his choreographer. Lynch, a dedicated TM practitioner since 1973, commits to 2 20-minute meditation sessions daily. This practice represents a form of deep and concentrated focus, not on his creative work, but on assessing what he describes as an ocean of pure consciousness. During these periods, Lynch cultivates a singular attention which quiets his analytical mind. However, Lynch doesn't generate his iconic imagery during meditation itself. Instead, his most profound creative insights emerge during what he calls the mist where logic dissolves, those transitional moments between meditation and ordinary consciousness. In his book, Catching the Big Fish, Lynch explains that ideas come like fish when his mind exists in this liminal space. Lynch says, "Ideas are like fish. If you want to catch little fish, you can stay in the shallow water. But if you want to catch the big fish, You've got to go deeper. This metaphor perfectly captures his creative methodology, by which disciplined focus creates conditions for free-flowing inspiration. Lynch's process demonstrates that creative brilliance requires both states, the ability to direct focus with laser precision and the willingness to release control and thereby allow the mind to wander through unexpected territories. Lynch isn't just making surreal films, he's operating in that foggy edge between structured attention and unconscious creativity. And that dance between focus and float, it's not just for artists, it's something we can all experience and use. Now let's shift gears into something a little lighter. Blinks, links, and thinks. The first thing here I presented was a website called This Is Sand. It's a digital art and relaxation tool where you click and touch your screen to pour virtual sand that accumulates in colorful layers at the bottom of the screen. The sound of falling sand is almost like moving water, and the effect is the same. They're both very relaxing. But is it on the screen? Only one way to find out. The second thing in this section is, did you know big advocates of transcendental meditation include legends from the Beatles to Jerry Seinfeld to investor Ray Dalio and of course VC Hanna? In the newsletter I give links to each of those three legends where you can check out more of what they have to say. The third thing I say in this section is get up and go for a walk. No link required. Alright, now that you've got some sand in your digital shoes and maybe a bit of inspiration from Jerry Seinfeld and the Beatles, let's get practical. Our actionable prompt this week is a short, complete guide to a TM-like meditation technique in 6 steps. The focus of focus is vast enough of a topic to carry its own newsletter/podcast. It's relevant to everyone, everywhere. This edition isn't aiming to cover all of it at once. We'll be returning to the topic repeatedly like a series. But first things first, this week's actionable prompt is on clearing the mind and honing one's focus. True TM involves personalized instruction from a certified TM teacher who provides a specific mantra and tailored guidance. This overview offers you a general framework of the technique, which I found to be extraordinarily effective without professional paid assistance. Learn it, do it, and you won't regret it. Step 1. Prior to the meditation, choose your mantra. The mantra should be a 1-syllable word or 2 1-syllable words. Use meaningless sounds such as z, duzh, without linguistic or cultural associations. Avoid words that may trigger mental narratives or emotions tied to language. Step 2. Position yourself comfortably. Sit comfortably in a chair with your back supported, feet flat on the floor, and hands resting in your lap. But you can really be in any position that you find comfortable. The goal is to be alert yet relaxed. Step 3. Close your eyes. Gently close your eyes and allow your body to begin relaxing naturally. Step 4. Begin with natural breathing. Take a few natural breaths without regulating your breathing pattern. Step 5. Repeat your mantra. Silently say your mantra for 5 to 20 minutes. Let thoughts come and go. Don't force focus. When distracted by your thoughts, which will occur naturally, don't resist them. Simply return to your mantra. Another thing I'll do during this step is I'll envision my mantras as visual representations. For example, the first syllable of my mantra can be represented as a symbol. And for the second syllable, I'll use the first letter of the syllable, and then I take these 2 symbols, one's a symbol, one's a letter, and turn them into these huge 3D representations of them in my mind. And that's what I envision. And then I'll envision myself having a perspective of these symbols in a floating elevated way, and I'll be doing this 360 around them at different angles. And while I'm repeating the mantra in my mind, I'll also try to be envisioning these symbols of my mantra from different perspectives and angles as I float around them in a 3D type way. I think humans are very visual creatures, so I think there's something to that imagination of seeing the mantras in a visual way. If you're interested, I highly recommend trying it. It's very interesting and really has helped hone my focus to a different degree. Step 6, finish gently. At the end of your session, conclude the repeating mantra and sit quietly with closed eyes for a few minutes before slowly opening your eyes. Step 7, do this daily, once or twice a day at the same time or at various times, but try to do it consistently. Okay, that's it for this edition of Kreatio. Remember, your focus is a tool, but how you choose to use it, that's the craft. Be kind to your mind, wander well, and when you're ready, lock in and make something brilliant. I'll see you next time.